Just when you thought it was safe to leave the discussion on the Jay Slater case, there are more thoughts going on in our minds than on a therapist's couch. Now sit back, relax. We're in a relaxed environment now. Bit of a change. Grab a drink and just open up to discussion, because there are many, many thoughts going on in my mind. Is there any thoughts left in yours? Come on in. Welcome to Aldon's Reviews and True Crime. I don't want to dwell on this because the family are already upset and there's all sorts of accusations going on, shall we say, about the disappearance being a scam, etc. I don't think it was, but I just want to ask some questions, thoughts in my mind. I just want to know what your thoughts are. Put them down in the comments. Firstly, straight to it, straight to the point. Do you believe Jay Slater was cut on his leg by a cactus or a knife? Doesn't have to be a big knife, it could be a small knife. I remember back in the 70s, a lot of football hooligans running around. Hooligans, I mean youngsters perhaps, that were looking for adventure and fights. They had like tribal wars against each other. They had people that were called jibbers. Jibbers, to jib someone, stab someone. Now they didn't want to kill anybody. They just jibbed them, normally in their backside, because they knew that you probably wouldn't die. You wouldn't be able to sit down for a long time, probably a couple of weeks, very sore. So in this case, was Jay Slater jibbed for a misdemeanor? Crossed someone? Or did he simply fall into a cactus? Now, if we look at Warren, your video, and you're walking along that road, wide enough for a car, and you can watch that in my other video when he's walking along and he finds the film set serial killer hut or place. So those cactus, they're pretty solid. And when you smack into them, say you're walking along, just smack into them, I don't know, you just bounce off. Would you cut your leg? If you fell down somewhere, then there might be a chance that you would cut your leg. But do you actually believe that? Now, this is fact that Jay, it was said by Lucy, this is factual that she said, Jay said, so Jay said, she didn't know, did she? But Jay said he was cut by a cactus in the leg and he's worried to whether it would go poisonous or not. She said they wouldn't, to reassure him. But was it? Or was it a cover-up because he had a cut on his leg? Put down in the comments if you think it was a knife that caused that or a cactus. Even if I get 5 people vote on that, might be 4-1. 4 people may believe it was a cactus, 1 might believe it was a knife. Just a general feel. I don't know about you, but I felt that it was a knife, just because of the background of the case. Now, a knife wound to the leg depends whether it's serious, the length of the knife. Remember, a Stanley knife is very small, and it would be like a leg wound, a small leg wound. A longer knife causes more damage. It depends whether you hit one of those arteries or not. If you hit a certain artery in the leg, you can bleed out and it's very serious. But if you leave it it's going to get serious, isn't it? Infections. And the CCTV, we don't know it was him, but limping across the square, we just don't know. My second question is, do you believe that Lucy's story was fully 100% truthful? Put down in the comments whether you do or not. Also, Brad, do you think his story is 100% truthful? He had an interview. So he'd heard Brad sliding down some grit. Now he came out a number of days afterwards. He said he was sliding down and he heard this, so he heard the gravel. So possible Cactus may have cut his leg then, or was he just making it look as though? So they were covering for this stab mark in the leg. So we're going back in time a bit, but this is why we're suspicious, because he had no reason to leave that Airbnb. Happily went back with two, won't call them friends, but two people he was happy with, and to share an Airbnb. He only spent about an hour there. He took a photograph, strange photograph of his feet, his small feet, and we've been all through this before. Didn't take a picture of the surrounds. There wasn't photographs on his phone anywhere when the phone was recovered. You see, we can form our own opinions from the information that we have at our disposal, but we certainly can't say 100%. We don't have 100% evidence that he walked off that cliff and fell off. So really it's an unsolved case, another unsolved case. I don't know why they just say that he walked off and fell off the cliff. That was it. That was evidential, because it wasn't. It's unsolved, isn't it? As for the other information, and I put it out there, I was being cryptic. I'm not going to fully force that through. I'm not going to force that through. That he's still alive. That's why I say it in this way. He's still alive in Ibiza, and there are no facts, no factual evidence of that. We already know from Lou stroke Emma. Thank you for the information. We already know that Interpol, as you say, are looking into him still being alive and being held somewhere. So we'll leave them to that. So they're doing that at the moment secretly. So there's nothing more that we can do. I'm not so sure that they are, to be honest. I don't think they are. More and more questions. So whether there'll be anything else come out on this case, I don't know, but there could be. All sorts of videos going around, but as I said before, hazy information's about the mayor, so we're pretty sure at least a couple of mayors, they operate in a different fashion, and I know this. People in authority operate in a different fashion. If the high up, so to speak, high up authorities do find something out, then they'll probably lose their jobs, but they'll be able to get back again. They'll be able to stand. They'll get a certain ban, but they'll be able to come back again as a mayor, especially if they're popular. Normally, it's like a businessman or someone who does good for the community is known, might be a religious type figure or something. They get made mayors. So successful businessmen in the know. As with Roman, he has a lot of properties, so he's well known in the area, good connections and businesslike. So he was made the mayor. The little misdemeanors, are they misdemeanors or are they quite big? I mean, they're property deals that are under the table. Probably taxation is just accepted, as in Spain, a lot of backhanders flying around, and they don't want to bring badness in their area. They don't want to present missing people, people murdered, and it does happen. That's why CCTV is hidden or deleted, whatever. It does go on. Put down in the comments whether you agree or whether they're fully 100% kosher and they operate in an honest fashion. So forgive us for thinking suspiciously. You might have turned your life around. That's fine, great. And some of them may be doing that, may have done that, but others might still be involved in crime. Okay, they've got different markers, different lines that they go beyond, and understandably, they're fed up with the rat race, aren't they? We're all fed up with the rat race, and we want to make money. We don't just simply want to live to survive, but sometimes it's the way of the world. Sometimes you leave school. I know you're told at school probably that it's a wonderful world out there, and if you get on, get qualifications, you'll get these wonderful jobs that you love. It's not always like that. It is normal to leave home. It's different nowadays, but in the old days, you left home and you left a lovely home, a lovely bedroom, into perhaps something that was lower down, but you had the satisfaction because you were paying for that for yourself. You were paying. Nobody else. You weren't getting any handouts. You were standing on your own 2 feet. Even if you went out, and sometimes you go out into a bedsit. Not as good as your room, but you were paying for it and you were working. And it's pretty normal in the UK, especially down south, to pay for survival. So work for survival. So work for a roof over your head, food in your mouth, warmth, and that's it. And all the bills. And you have nothing left after that wage. But you're surviving, and that's it. You have some hobbies that don't cost an awful lot of money. I know it's not nice, but in many cases, that's normal. That's better than spending years at a time in and out of prison. You probably handle it when you're younger, and it's like a community centre, perhaps. But as it goes on, it must get very wearing. It's like a schoolyard, isn't it? So you've got these 30-something-year-olds all in this schoolyard, acting like 15, 16-year-olds. Come on, are we going backwards? But if you can better that survival mode, then all well and good, do it. Go for it. Go for it. But just be realistic. It seems glamorous if you can get away with it, but crime, mostly, am I right, doesn't pay. Look at all the gangsters. Normally most of them were caught. The good ones, you wouldn't even know they were, because they were never caught. And also, we have a conscience, don't we? So we can't live with ourselves if we steal off of someone else. It's wrong to steal off someone else. That's their stuff. Enough of the lecture, or whatever that was. But take it easy, whatever you do. If you are lucky enough to work to survive, then well done on that. And if you are unfortunately down in your luck, haven't got a job, then just remember, if you are on benefits and you do manage to get yourself a job and it's the same money that you'd get in benefits, just think that you're looking after yourself and you're not getting any handouts from taxpayers. So that pride in yourself, come on. And thank you for watching. And remember, it's getting late now, so when you do go to bed and sleep, don't have any nasty dreams. Thank you for watching.